The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Media Mash,
A roundtable of Cowboys insiders
dropping wisdom
and offering sizzling takes
on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys.
Now, your host,
Newy Scruggs.
Hey, it is the media mashing, man. Look, they mashing already in here. Got my man John Jock Taylor from JJT Media Group, president and CEO in the building, homie. Is in here. Beat writer, director, boss of everything.
No, not everything.
We remember back when.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not saying that story. I'm talking about when he first showed up.
When he first showed up.
Back in Wichita Falls.
Yeah.
How would you know? You didn't talk to me.
Exactly.
See,
You was snooty.
they treated you rough.
No, not they. No.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
I talk to everybody.
Right.
I'm
I ain't
a man
gonna
of the
lie.
people.
I don't talk to everybody, Rob.
I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of the
you
people.
for real before I mess with you.
Yeah.
It wasn't Nick Pruitt for real. Nick said my boy.
All right, there we go.
And Clarence Hill Jr. is in here from the Fort Worth Star Telegram, and he already disagreeing with me about something.
I mean, I'm disagreeing with you too.
I feel like I'm in a bag of Reese's Pieces here. What's going on with this thing?
He got blue on. Let's go.
Okay.
That's what
I
we
like
do.
that. I like that.
I don't even know what the sponsor or our candy sponsor is. Probably not.
Y'all got somebody candy of the club. Somebody is the club
Might
candy.
be Reese's.
So-
No, it's not because Reese's is the Senior Bowl, and so yeah, it's not Reese's.
Something about that says not a sponsor. But I will ask you guys, look, everything is all good in Cowboy land. We have about 48 hours before the Thanksgiving showdown at AT&T Stadium. But did you get an opportunity to see the game last night? I know I'm rhetorical question. Clarence, what'd you think about the game last night?
So, since we're going to pull the curtain back, since I'm disagreeing with you, I'm disagreeing with BS, okay? I disagree with BS.
Normally we don't even legitimize it.
I don't legitimize BS. I'm disagreeing with BS. I disagree with BS. It just, so you say all things are good in Cowboy land. All things wasn't good in Cowboy land last night because every Cowboy fan had their Chiefs pom-poms on.
Yeah, they did.
They was like that dude that robbed the bank and that Chiefs dude. They were rooting hard.
Pull it for the bank rob.
They were rooting hard. You know about the story? The mascot?
The Chiefs master fan?
Yeah.
He
Super fan.
Right.
He robbed banks in that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because you were looking kind of curious.
No, I saw the Chargers schedule release. I just forgot that part of it.
So, you need help.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, Dak and they saying the right thing. We only focus on us. We're running our race.
Yeah.
But they need help. They need somebody to knock. They need to take care of the Eagles, but also need somebody to help them take care of the Eagles. And every Cowboy fan was certainly looking at this stretch. Certainly Monday night in Kansas City on the road.
Off of bye week.
Were a chance for the Eagles to suffer a loss. Now, they have games against Buffalo and the 49ers coming up, but this was the one.
This was the one.
Everybody was
'Cause it
pointing
was
to
on the road. The other two
it
was
was the
crib.
team that beat him in the Super Bowl and Patrick Mahomes. And when it was going good, when Kansas City was dominating the first half and Eagles was getting Hurts was getting sacked and throwing interceptions. They were
Chris
like,
Jones was alone.
Chris Jones was there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
Up jumped the bear.
the Eagle, the Bear, whatever else. The thing about it is that you, even I know you're a diehard Cowboy fan, you don't really respect the Eagles. I remember last year you said the Cowboys going to beat them by 20.
Off the plane.
Off the plane. I mean, so you don't respect anything they do, but you have to respect Jalen Hurts, that football team. They don't quit. They don't blink. They have not even played their best football this year.
Why are we dancing?
But they're still 9-1.
Why are we dancing? Somebody, who are you blaming it on? Who messed up
loss?
for the Chiefs? Yes, that's what we talked about.
No,
what
but
we danced around for? Come on.
No,
Who
he
did
blamed it on on Andy Reid.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm just saying I wasn't even going to deal with that. I'm just saying that it's not good for the Cowboys that the Eagles won. That was my point because this was a game you needed to get back.
True.
As you try to get up. He's saying Andy Reid lost the game. I don't think Andy Reid lost the game when you've had 3 turnovers. You had 5 drop passes, including the game-winning touchdown. Your Hall of Fame tight end without Taylor Swift fumbles in the end zone and drops a couple of passes.
Your Hall of Fame quarterback threw a pick in the end zone.
I don't know how that's Andy Reid's fault.
He did that in the first half. That's what you're talking about, the interception, right?
Yeah,
it was part of the game, sir.
It was. No, it was. It happened.
He's parsing.
No.
Well, he only threw the first interception in the first half.
Did I posture up like that? Because I don't think my voice sound like that. Why you doing that, dog? I don't think that's what I did, bro.
What's your
Hold
reason?
up, though.
But I saw you threw that first half out there.
What's your reasoning though about?
My thing is this: when I saw the first half, I thought that Kansas City defense was all over them. Then I seen in the second half they made some adjustments. All right, those adjustments were made. Pacheco was also running the ball. They went away from that also in the second half. There were just some things that I saw them doing better in the first half that in the second half, when Philadelphia made their adjustments, that they didn't make adjustments also. Yeah. And that's coaching. But I cannot disagree with that drop ball. That was a horrible drop pass.
Yeah,
I mean, that could have. That is a just moment that they missed.
Devonta Smith didn't drop his. Okay.
No, he definitely did.
He did not drop his.
How did Dak not know it was raining? Because he knew the drop. Obviously, social media, you probably see that stuff.
Put it on your TV. Now, he should have a high
He
def
probably
4K
wasn't paying that
TV.
close
He was
attention.
watching that
But
close.
if you looked on my TV last night, if you
seen
just
the
looked
drops?
at, like, if you look at the
Have
TV
you seen
right
it?
there,
Have you seen his girlfriend? He wasn't paying attention to the game.
if you look at that TV,
that mean?
Nick, you
What
can't
does
tell
that
it's
mean?
raining.
She's beautiful.
Like, you can't tell it's raining from that
No, you
picture.
can't.
But
Yeah, you can't tell. It's rain. It rained the whole game.
But if you looked at the, some of the outtakes and stuff,
And you see
can
his
tell
jacket
it's
in
there.
the water, but
Yeah.
you can't really tell.
But
it
you gotta
rain.
be paying attention.
Because I asked Dak
And
that question.
We've
Like,
seen his girlfriend on Instagram, so yeah, he probably wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
there's so many stereotypes there.
Stereotype.
With
Man, there's a beautiful woman not paying attention. That's facts. As CD would say, facts.
beautiful women don't like football? Well, she's watching the game. What if
I'm
she?
saying he's distracted by the beautiful woman. Not that she,
You're distracted.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I get distracted by beautiful
I
women.
asked Dak
What
that
man
question.
in this room don't get distracted by beautiful women?
All right.
Let Nick raise his first hand.
I asked Dak the question about. I like doing a show by myself. Honestly, do a show by myself.
Let's take some calls. You take some calls?
It's a lot easier.
You got Clarence here. Well, what do you mean?
You don't like that? I swear, I don't even need to watch Sanford and Son again. I just listen to Claire.
Now, what point were you making?
Yeah, what point, bro?
Jeez. I'm kidding. No, I asked him the question because I thought Mahomes, mistake. I thought Mahomes was throwing the ball.
Sound like Aiden.
Yeah. I swear I'm a distractible player, as Parcells would say. No, I just thought, man, do you lay off at all knowing that it's raining like this? I mean, are you still acting like it's the state fair and you're trying to win the big, bear? I mean, like, just throwing as hard as you can. I mean, and I asked him that question. He goes, shit, yeah. I mean, you throw it. You still got to throw. You can't lay anything off of it. So he said maybe more than anything, you do try to maybe put it in their stomach if you can. But, I mean, a deep ball like that, you just got to wing it out there.
I mean, even
it wasn't that pass. There were some other ones that I thought
that was slants over. He threw them, but I mean,
that's what I asked. I asked the professional, "Do you, when you're playing the game like that?" And he said, "You really don't. You have to just throw it the way you throw it, and you hope the guys catch it."
It's funny to me because people say, couple interceptions last. Well, Dak threw it too hard. I mean, he's under duress. Okay, he's trying to get the ball out. Yeah. You're trying not to get it intercepted.
There's a lot to do.
Yeah. I mean, you can't baby it in there.
I just asked the question if you make any adjustments, and he really said
no. And listen, to his credit, Mahomes said I should have thrown it shorter. I mean, you can't throw it shorter. You're trying to win. You're trying to win the game. The guy's running wide open down the field. You throw it, you hit him in stride, and he drops the ball. I mean, what can you do, Andy Reid?
You can't do nothing better than that. I mean, hey, it came down to the last ball, and he dropped it.
What is Andy Reid's fault?
I don't know, but he shouldn't have even been in that position.
Well, I don't think it's.
You have no respect for the Eagles. That's what it is. This is what this comes down to.
Hold on. Hold on. He just said the Eagles made some adjustments in the game. They made adjustments.
They get paid too. Yes,
they get paid, but they're really good. This is a really good football team. They made adjustments, but the Chiefs did not. I mean, I don't think it's blasphemy to say it. The Cowboys do play in 2 days. I don't know if we're going to talk about that. But
what I'm saying is what I'm saying is the Chiefs made adjustments. I don't know that the Chiefs didn't make adjustments. They dropped balls, okay? And the idea that they were running away with it, that was going to be how the game. That's not how the game goes. That's not how they play. They played a magnificent Super Bowl last year that was nip and tuck all the way to the end. So the fact that the Chiefs were up early and dominating, that may have been fool's gold from the beginning. And so now things kind of evened out.
The Super Bowl champion, Fool's Gold. Getting up. I mean, I'm
Against
just
this
saying.
particular team.
Okay, I'm going to ask you something. I mean, and since we're talking about this, and see, Super Bowl champion, they also have not scored in the second half of the last 3 games.
Okay. And that is on drop passes?
It's on the offense. There are some issues with this team. Like I said, I don't think the Eagles have played. They're 9-1 and have not played great football. We can nitpick every game. They could have lost all of this stuff, but they find a way to win. The Chiefs have been a struggle this year. You have to start with the season opener. Okay. There's been a struggle with this football team. They've 3 straight games now. They have not scored in the second half. You can say as a coach, I could probably say it's also personnel. They have lesser personnel. They're asking the quarterback to be a superhero every week.
Well, maybe their head coach stop drawing, faces on people on the plane and start drawing up plays.
or maybe the GM can start getting him some playmakers.
I don't even know their GM. I don't know anyone's GM. Who is that? Who's their GM?
I mean, I can Google it. I don't know him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what's funny.
But I
don't know
him.
anybody's GM.
No, he's a known name. I just can't think of it right now.
I just know the Eagles.
But I'm just saying, I don't
GM.
think it's as simple as that they got out coached. I don't think it's simple of Andy Reid and the Super Bowl champions, got outmaneuvered in the second half. The Eagles are a damn good football team.
Yeah, they got outplayed. I'm not gonna say they got outcoached.
They are a damn good football team, and they do not blink. That is one thing they've been about.
I was explaining to one of my boys at the gym this morning. He was like, I look at Jalen Hurts, and I don't think he's this or he's that. I said, dog, you looking at this physical stuff. He all about intangibles, man. And it's that will to win, and it's never get flustered, and it's knowing how to turn your game up at just the right opportune time. All that stuff matters. Now, he got athleticism, but, yeah, he's not the perfect quarterback. That's why his stats ain't never that great, but he knows how to win.
And he's playing hurt, and that tush push is undefeated, and they had a stat, because it's always related to the Cowboys, right?
Yeah. So
the big knock on the Cowboys is they beat up bad teams and don't beat up teams with winning records. That's the knock, right? We
Sure.
can that's not. This dude's like got 18 straight wins or something like that against teams with winning records.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's a winner.
They show up in big games. They show up against winning teams. This is what they do. This is who they are.
Yeah.
So it should not be a shock that they stayed in that game and came back and had a chance to win. I mean, the Chiefs should have won. They don't drop the ball. But the Eagles put themselves in position to win that game, and I think it starts with the quarterback.
Well, let's shift gears then. Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys, all right? We've definitely handled all of the business on what happened last night. DaRon Bland, guys as writers, guys that have been reporting on the Dallas Cowboys for a very long time, have you ever seen anything like number 26? I mean, there have been great players, cornerbacks that come through the Dallas Cowboys organization, but what he's doing, obviously documented, is historical.
Yeah, it's but honestly, to me, it's a little close. I gotta be careful saying this. I think it's closer to Larry Brown right now. To me, it's closer. That's what it is for me right now. He's had an unbelievable run, but I don't know. I mean, I don't put him in the Defensive Player of the Year category right now. I don't think he's that.
Okay.
I think
No
he's a corner.
C gonna beat you up when you get around that corner.
Okay. I don't think so, but I don't. I just think that he's playing out of his mind, but I don't think he is the difference maker, shutdown cornerback. Now teams may have to start adjusting because he keeps taking it back to the house. But I'm just saying, right now, I think he's intercepting passes and taking it for a touchdown. I don't think teams have adjusted to that just yet, and maybe they never will. But I don't know if he's that dominant defensive player of the year. I don't put him in that category yet.
I'm with you. I don't.
Larry Brown was not a good example.
Yeah, I'm finna say I'm
sorry.
I'm not with you on Larry Brown.
I love Larry Brown.
Brown was catching these.
I know. I apologize for that.
I don't even care about that. If you catch him, you catch him.
No, you catch him. This guy's making plays though. That undercutting balls and taking to the house. He ain't just catching mistakes. That's right here, and he's in the right spot. That's what Larry Brown did. And so I think that's unfair.
Larry had Dion on the other side.
Yeah,
so
that's unfair.
I just mean I think he's on a hot streak right now. But I don't.
I think his biggest issue is that he's a 5th-round pick. I think if he was a 1st-round pick or a 2nd-round pick doing these things, we'd have a different attitude.
Sure.
This was Sauce Gardner doing this. He'd be runaway defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Okay? I think it's because of the 5th round pick. We didn't expect it, but what he's doing is special.
Well, see, I think he is in the defensive player of the year category because if you look at all his metrics, like passes allowed and defense and completions, he at the top of the league in all that.
I agree, but my point is because his name does not register, he's not going to get the attention for that. That's what I'm saying.
Is he the best defensive player on the team?
The best? No, that's Micah Parsons.
See, and maybe that's part of it for me is that I think it, chicken and egg type thing. Is it pass rush versus secondary? I think it's always pass rush.
Well, I mean, him undercutting that pass had nothing to do with the pass rush. That was him making a play. That was him seeing it, undercutting it, and studying his defense. Now, I'm with you. I don't think his plays have been the difference in wins or losses. They were part of an onslaught.
Yeah,
so to speak. So I can't say that's why I don't put him in defensive player of the year category because they were not the reason why the Cowboys won. They was not the biggest play on defense. There were other things. It was part of an onslaught. Most of them have been part of an onslaught that the Cowboys were going through to take control of a game. But that does not diminish the plays he's made. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, we've been here a long time. You've been following this team a long time. You've been following this team a long time. There have been many cornerbacks, highly rated cornerbacks, who come in here and never got the damn hands on the ball. Byron Jones, a Pro Bowl cornerback, never turned the ball over.
Twice.
Cheeto
and once was a Hail Mary at the end of the first half.
I'm just saying. I'm talking about never. Yeah, Cheeto Awuzie was always around the guy. I mean, I ain't never seen somebody always covering the guy right here, and next thing the guy, chew up. I mean, they were catching. They're not doing that on him. Like
Everson Walls never returned a pick for a touchdown.
Well, he ran a 4.8.
That's crazy.
No, I'm just saying.
He ran a 4.8.
He had 50 interceptions.
He ran 4.8.
Okay, he got the picks.
I know. I'm just love you, Everson. Love you. I'm sorry. Everson was a great athlete. I'm just saying. Yeah, he got the. Yeah, it's being fortuitous for sure. But
it's funny you said that earlier about the. Most of these have happened in the second half and kind of blowouts or whatever. The one he dropped.
Yeah. Right, against the Chargers. Right, it was right there.
The game was a 7-point game. Yeah. Monday Night Football. You do that.
Yeah,
that could have changed.
Yeah, he did drop one.
It's not a disrespect towards him. I think he's definitely Pro Bowl. I don't know how he doesn't make All Pro.
Oh, he has to. And it's just coming out of nowhere. Fifth round pick. Everybody. I remember when Trevon Diggs got hurt, and there was so much doom and gloom, and we just had a bad week, and and people on the outside were like, what are they going to do? And I was like. You got better backup cornerbacks. You got better backup offensive linemen. Because that was the same. We had 3 offensive linemen out, and I said this guy's pretty good. It won't be a huge drop off, but even the Cowboys, most ardent observers who were really bland fans going back to last year, led the team with 5 interceptions, thought, yeah, he's gonna be pretty good. Nobody expected this. I mean, you just don't expect 4 returns for touchdowns. Right. He's leading the league with 6 interceptions.
No, that's and I want to know what your initial thoughts were because a lot of people are now starting to try to make stuff of where he was drafted, 5th round guy. Yeah. So the perception, he has a perception problem right now based off of what he's doing. But if he picks off one more, that is historic in the league at 5 returns 5 interceptions for a touchdown, and then that conversation starts to happen, being defensive player of the year. But your initial thoughts on DaRon Bland coming out of college?
Well, I'll say this: I saw the highlight that he did have a lot of highlights because of Fresno State. But one thing I liked is that he's a cornerback, he's a tough guy, and he's a track guy. I was like, wait a second, track guy. And he's a tough guy. Like usually they're not the same because he's a speedy guy. He had a highlight. I wish we had the ability to kind of show it, but he had a highlight in a game against Fresno State. It was one of the greatest plays I've ever seen. It was the greatest play of any of that draft class, where he basically followed a guy for 40 yards down the field for a deep ball, and he picked it off at the 1. Then he turned around and went 99 to the house. And I was like, he's got coverage skills, he's got ball skills, now he's got return skills.
Right.
I didn't think he was going to have 4 in one season, but I remember that highlight and going, I really like that. And
the great thing about it, because Micah Parsons pointed, because I love, because everybody follows him on Twitter, and Sir Diggs is like all pro and defense player of the year, and everybody's hyping him up. Micah Parsons, you go to his Twitter page, go to Bland's Twitter page,
and what he has pinned.
He still has a college highlight pin.
Is it that play?
Yeah, it's another play, but it's a college highlight pin still at the top of his Twitter. But that's how grounded he is. He has not put up any Cowboy. He had 5 picks last year. He had a huge. I remember in the.
He lost his password on Twitter. That's what
That's what
I
happened.
remember in the Chargers practice last year. He had a huge interception at the end of the Chargers practice. I remember that, and it held. He intercepted the ball. So he made plays. He was making plays since he showed up. But the guy is so humble, so down to earth. He still has this college thing pinned
Well,
from
if it's the
before
play
the
I'm
draft.
talking about, I'd keep it up my whole life. Like that play
I
was
mean,
awesome.
it's still pinned on his. I mean, Micah Parsons pointed it out. Still pinned on the top of his Twitter page.
I thought you were gonna say go to Parsons' Twitter page. I was like, man, I don't want to.
No.
I have to.
Listen.
Well, let's take our first. Let's take our
Hey,
first
we got to
break.
talk about Parsons. We got to talk about that C4.
We got to, okay. Well, when we come back, we'll talk. Apparently, Clarence knows a little thing or two about some C4. We're going to figure out what that is coming up next
I know
on
what
the
you shouldn't
Media
do.
Mash.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure. It's not complicated.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
Don't put off getting your oil changed, Dallas. Take 5 Oil Change. A proud partner of the Cowboys is faster than you think. There's no appointment needed and no waiting room. Yep, you heard that correctly. Take 5 is so fast, you don't even have to get out of your car. You can take advantage of Take 5's fast, friendly, and simple service at any of their locations across the Dallas area. And remember, at Take 5, you stay in your car because they're faster than you think. Take 5, the official oil change of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
They say champions are remembered, but legends are never forgotten. United Ag and Turf offers a winning lineup of John Deere equipment built to tackle any challenge on and off the field. Legendary John Deere tractors, combines, residential mowers, commercial mowers, compact construction equipment, Gator utility vehicles, and a full line of golf and sports turf equipment. United Ag and Turf, the official Ag and Turf equipment supplier of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com to find a location near you.
Back to Media Mash.
Back here on the Media Mash. Got media members around me making me feel smarter and smarter as I sit here. None other than John Jock Taylor, Clarence Hill Jr., and Nick Eatman in the building. What else are we going to disagree about today here? Clarence, let's get in it. Was it C4? Now, if I understand this correct, this C4 is a pre-workout.
It's a pre-workout thing, man.
Please tell me.
And, I mean, lots of people, I take them in the morning, but you're supposed to mix it with water, man. Usually 16 ounces, at least 12. I think he took it dry, which some people do. And that, yeah.
You took it with some, I'm sorry, with what?
No, like he
with
took,
dew?
He took a scoop and just threw it
Yeah,
back.
he's supposed to put it in water, shake it up, all that.
And drink it.
He just ate the powder.
And
he shotgunned the powder.
Yeah, now people do that, but there's a reason why you don't do that.
Okay.
And his chest exploding, his heart exploding through his chest is why you ain't supposed to do that.
Okay, so that's...
But he also exploded through the Panthers line like 3 times. So
Right.
he said,
Yeah.
I'm never going to do that again. And I think we all asked him a couple times, like, are you sure? Like, because he had to.
And then he said, and then he kept saying, well, I might just do a little bit.
I might do a little bit. Yeah,
No, he's trying to look for that because, you do it to get pumped up before you work out, and you want a little bit of that super duper adrenaline rush, but he had
Not
too
that
much.
He's going to do it again because in some form or
Because
fashion.
he's hard-headed.
No, but honestly,
He's hard-headed.
Okay, but watch well, you know what? I'll say this. It was the first quarter. I don't think you saw a play of the first quarter, which is not your fault. But the media did not get to watch the first
I
quarter of that
forgot
game.
y'all was with Jim and Jerry.
But no, I mean, there was a difference. I mean, there was a difference in the, and I don't think it was just that. It could have been the Panthers' atrocious offensive line.
No, it gives you a
Well,
boost. That's why you take it before you work out. 'Cause
Well,
you get to feeling good.
one week after getting no sacks and no tackles, no stats against the Giants, he was trying to do something to get off, okay? And so that's why he took it.
He did that.
That's why he took it. And
here you go. Like, do it again.
But it's crazy, though, because, but just like as we go through the game, somebody says, get the sideline report, Micah's sick. He's thrown up twice on the sideline. That's a big story. Mm-hmm. We don't know what's going on. All we know he's thrown up.
Made up.
Sideline reports. Anyway, Melissa Stark. Anyway.
Don't get the name wrong.
Okay.
Don't get the name wrong.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It was a joke.
Okay. Anyway. So we're in the press box, though, and we get these reports that, they're on the sideline that they're saying that Micah's throwing up and he's sick. So the Cowboys that PR staff, Micah's not sick. Did he throw up? Yes, but he's not sick. Huh?
Yeah, right.
How you throw up twice on the sideline and you're not sick?
It's called puke and rally.
They say, you ever see on any given Sunday when he was throwing up, was he sick? Yeah, well, he had nerves.
Right.
Well, Micah ain't nervous. Something is making him throw up on the sideline.
Time out. Did we really quote a movie? Did that really happen? Did
yes,
they really quote a movie you ever seen?
Yes.
For real life.
Yes. You know that PR staff, okay? Because they trying to downplay everything. Oh, he wasn't sick. That wasn't sick. Well, I mean, why is the guy throwing up? Can somebody tell me why he's throwing up?
I don't know. Have you seen some of those clips where
Maybe
the guys
had McRib before the game?
Have you ever? What'd you say?
A McRib.
I don't know what that is. You've seen those nasty offensive linemen that like throw up on the field and then go and.
Well, I see the one that's pee on each other and all pee on themselves. All of this stuff that happens. Okay, this has never happened to Micah.
Pee on each other.
Pee on each other.
What are we talking about?
What's the football game you've been watching?
What have y'all not heard about the nasty centers and all all the sweat?
Is it Mark Schlereth?
I mean, they talk about that all the time. Well, if they're freaking.
Just stop.
If they're doing it on themselves and then they're blocking and tackling and all over, I mean, I don't even want to be a part of that.
Don't talk about P with that sweatshirt on his body.
What about and your boy who's on the podcast with Ryan Clark? He admits he did it too. You know the guy that's a cowboy hater. The cowboy hater. Anyway,
him.
I can't think of his name.
The cowboy hater from
Channing Crowder.
Channing Crowder. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of his name because he's not that significant to me. But anyway, my point is this: this has never happened with Micah. Okay. So you can say all these guys did this, but we've never heard this before. So this is new information. This is like, okay, and then he wasn't in us beat writers watching him. He was not out there on every down. He was only out there in pass rush down some parts of the second half. So are they limiting his play now? He's sick. And then all of a sudden after the game, we get to, oh, no, I wasn't sick. I just shotgunned some C4, and my heart was about to explode out my chest. Well, that's not
good.
That's not good. And he did it to himself.
Yeah.
Who does this?
Micah Parsons.
I'm going to take this powder dry, just to try to, because it gives you adrenaline and all the other stuff. And then 5 plays in, it's hard to jumping out of his chest.
I bet you he does half a scoop with water.
Yeah.
And
maybe he limits it.
Why not just do it the right way?
That's what I'm saying.
What's the right way?
Mix it. It's a concoction. You put it in a water bottle and you mix it up and shake it up.
That's what I think. He's going to do half a scoop with water.
Okay.
Well, I guess what I want to know now is who is doing C4 and not getting those kind of results. That's what I want to know. Who's doing the same thing and not coming out here getting 2.5 sacks?
It's almost like the Barry Bonds. I mean, did Barry Bonds really need to do steroids to be a Hall of Famer?
Oh, man.
Did Micah Parsons really need to do C4 to get sacks?
That's a slippery slope.
To get sacks. Did he do C4 to get sacks against Carolina Panthers off his line?
Let's don't go baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is he didn't need it. So whoever else is doing it ain't going to do what Micah's doing anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's switch gears because I think this is since we now figured out why you missed the first quarter.
You don't want me to talk about this?
No. Well, I want to talk about the decision has been made that Jimmy Johnson on December the 30th will be in the Ring of Honor, and it was made on before the Carolina Panthers game. For you guys that have been writing on the Dallas Cowboys as long as you have, what were your thoughts on Jerry finally deciding to? Something feels like I'm walking on thin ice right now.
Oh no, you're not walking on thin
ice. What the hell took so long?
Here's the thing.
It's perspective.
It's perspective, but also it's a little bit of like selfishness too, like because of what it's harder when you're a writer there on the field and you have a routine to cover the game and all that. And it was just kind of like, it's not what you thought. So 25 years of chasing this story, and it's finally going to happen here in the middle of this, right before this noon game in Carolina, of all places.
It was disrespectful.
It was disrespectful, I thought, to the game itself, but everything around. But like everything in the NFL, it's dominated by two letters, TV. Yep. TV gets the last say, and the first say, actually, and that's kind of what happened. But it was tough for us, but the fans don't care about that, and that's fine, and that's fine. So, but that's what kind of was going down. Like, really? Like, right here, this is happening?
20 minutes before kickoff, we're doing a press conference. We're not watching the first quarter of the game. It's just disrespectful to the game. And I know I tweeted it was disrespectful to do it in their house, and before I knew why they did it in their house, it still didn't matter to me. It's like going to somebody else's house and throwing your own birthday party. Or going to someone's wedding.
And they're not happy about it.
And going to someone else's wedding.
Panthers are not happy about it.
Going to someone else's wedding and proposing. You're not supposed to propose at somebody else's wedding. I don't care if you love this person and it felt the right moment for you and it was a long time coming.
25 years engagement.
You don't propose at my wedding. You don't take the shine off me. That's just wrong. And
but they won in 8 Panthers. They ain't got no shine.
There you go. See, that's disrespectful.
They had more fans in the stands because of the Cowboys. They should be appreciative.
So,
yeah,
the Cowboys did it because of Fox wanted to broadcast it, and so they've been negotiating with the Panthers all week, and the Panthers really didn't say no, but they didn't say yeah, because they didn't really want it to happen. But they wanted to do it there. The December 30th game is because Troy Aikman's going to be covering that game with ABC in ESPN. They wanted Troy there because he'd certainly been pushing for Jimmy to be in. So it wanted to be a happy family. But again, this was all about the Cowboys, all about Fox, all about their perspective on why they wanted to do it. Like, the Panthers don't matter. And so in Cowboy fans like Jock, it was overdue, it was great. Yeah, they're just happy Jimmy's in, and they don't really care how it was done.
I ain't never been called a Cowboys fan before.
You just got that, Jock.
But what I'm saying is the first thing you said was, it's about time he was in. And that was your initial reaction. And so my initial reaction wasn't about time he was in because he should have been in. Right. And the reason he hadn't in is because of your fault, not because of the Panthers, not because of TV. And he said, when's the last time we were on Fox? They had plenty of Fox games all year. You told Jimmy when he got the Hall of Fame he was going in. When you put DeMarcus Ware in, we asked you about Jimmy. Why y'all keep asking about Jimmy?
He just made his mind up.
And then today, he was always going to get in. I always wanted to do it this year. Really? You always want to do it this year?
You don't believe that?
You just had a Ring of Honor ceremony with DeMarcus. DeMarcus, you just had the Ring of Honor ceremony. Right. You did a big to-do about DeMarcus getting in, and you always wanted to do it this year?
What game did they meet before?
That was the Chargers game. It wasn't, according to the Cowboys, that wasn't the tipping point. That was part of the process of the thing.
My point being, maybe he really did just make up his mind in the last few weeks. What?
Again, that's fine, but that's more about selfishness in your own situation.
Okay, this is Jerry. So this surprises you?
No, it's not surprising.
And this ain't even no knock on Jerry. It's just what it is.
Yeah,
but can we shift to something else real quick about that?
Yeah.
And sorry, I know that
that's okay.
I'd like to get your thought on it too. Like, do you feel like, because I don't believe like this lifts some kind of curse. I don't believe that.
There's a curse part about it.
Okay, but do you think it's because of Jimmy? Do you think it's because of Jimmy's name?
I think there's a bigger curse out there.
I know what you're gonna say. You're probably gonna say. Are you gonna say the mascot?
Yes, the Rowdy curse. The Rowdy curse is still alive. They have not won since Rowdy showed up in '96. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. What?
You didn't know that was a Rowdy curse?
I don't believe in curses, but that's cool.
Well, I'm talking about from a fan standpoint. There was the Jimmy curse and the Rowdy curse.
Yeah.
Wait, what year did you start covering the Cowboys? 96?
97.
Oh, okay. 97.
And I was 95.
96. But there's a quote unquote Rowdy curse out there. But certainly there is people who believe, and I go back to Color Purple. I don't know if you saw Color Purple. Until you do right by Jimmy, everything you do.
You got to be more than
everything you do. It's going to perish. And the Cowboy, Jimmy built this thing.
I could go ahead and leave now, man.
He did that thing, man.
And Everything you do, Jimmy built this
you
thing.
do right by me.
And Jimmy built this thing. You fired him. Barry won the last Super Bowl with Jimmy's players. You disrespected Jimmy, and there was this thought process, and you brought up the Jimmy curse.
Yeah,
that until you do right by Jimmy, you was never going to win again. Well, now the Jimmy curse is over. He's going to Ring of Honor. Maybe now the Cowboys can win.
You think Jerry's ever seen The Color Purple?
I'm need you to stop.
Yeah, so
You don't think Jerry's ever seen The Color Purple?
I think he's seen it on any given Sunday. How about that?
So when it comes down to Jimmy being somebody that loved Miami Hurricanes football back in the 80s, to see him then come to the Dallas Cowboys and be our coach and bring that same culture. You know, those are the times. That was definitely the times. And to see him get elevated, I mean, after all these years, two guys get together and instead of their differences, I appreciate it.
You know what they said? You know what they said Sunday? We never had an argument. We always agreed.
What stuff?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
we always we never had. We always agreed on everything.
I read Swagger. That ain't what he wrote.
Right. Either.
That ain't what he wrote.
That's the shocker of all shocker is that when because I was told several times is Jimmy's writing a book, and when it comes out, there will not be a Ring of Honor. So I was like, oh, man. And it came out, and it was not that bad, I guess. And
I don't really think it was that bad.
No, it wasn't. But
I think one of the truest things Jerry said, and you know, we can move on if you want to, but he said that the reason it got so bitter and so personal is because we cared so much. And I agree with that. I think that when you've been betrayed or felt betrayed or hurt by someone you care about, it lingers, it's personal, it's longer, and that's what it was. Because they were friends from college and played together and teammates, and Jerry did go get Jimmy to be, he's worth 5 high, but he believed all of that. And so when they started winning, and you know what winning and money and spoils do, even a personal relationship, it tears down countries and certainly would tear down a franchise, and it did that with the Cowboys. But I think he was right. He said that, it got so personal and so bitter, and we couldn't because we cared about each other so much. Man, and I think that's true.
We're going to take our last break here on Media Mash, and I promise you, we're going to talk about this Commanders and Dallas Cowboys matchup. Let's do that. Coming up next on the Media Mash.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure. It's not complicated.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
Cowboys fans, after that move, we've just coined the term Rowdy Replay. Let's roll back the tape.
Okay, there's our mascot Rowdy cheering on the boys. And now he's on his phone, on his Bank of America mobile banking app?
Staying on top of his finances with his virtual financial assistant, Erica.
Bank of America's digital tools are so impressive. Cowboys fans just can't stop banking. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/can't-stop-banking.
Erica is only available in the English language. You must download the latest version of the mobile banking app, only available on select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. Member FDIC.
Welcome back into Dear Doctor, the show where I answer life's questions with an ice-cold can of Dr. Pepper. Sheila, let's hear from our next caller, would you?
Dear Doctor, my friend supported me during a tough time, but what's the right gift that says, thanks for being a shoulder to cry on?
Okay, this one's easy. I say give her a delicious Dr. Pepper. Nothing says, thanks, girl, better than a one-of-a-kind soda. Yes, any Dr. Pepper flavor will do. Now, just a reminder that I don't need to be a real doctor to know that Dr. Pepper is the one you deserve.
They say champions are remembered, but legends are never forgotten. United Ag & Turf offers a winning lineup of John Deere equipment built to tackle any challenge on and off the field. Legendary John Deere tractors, combines, residential mowers, commercial mowers, compact construction equipment, Gator utility vehicles, and a full line of golf and sports turf equipment. United Ag & Turf, the official Ag & Turf equipment supplier of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com to find a location near you.
Back to Media Mash.
On the Media Mash, during the break is where you get all of the tea. This is where you get all of the background of what's happening with the team. Boy, I tell you.
Listen,
that's why I mix my C4 with water.
as me and Jack learned a long time ago, and I'm going to tell you, I know you're a fan. It's a dirty game.
Of course.
It's a dirty business.
Yeah. That's real dirty.
The NFL is a dirty game.
I felt bad. Saquon Barkley, you see his quotes this week? Like, there's no loyalty in the game. There's just none. Like, you really just find, like, his feelings are hurt because, like, he really just discovered that, they don't care about you, dog.
What do you mean this week? He just scored a touchdown, had 2 touchdowns in the game. What are you mad about? Last week he was mad because he had like 3 carries against the Cowboys.
He's still mad about Danny Dimes getting that paycheck and him not getting the paycheck.
But I'm talking about the fact that he's out there, there's no loyalty in the game. It's this, it's that, doesn't matter what.
No, the players are the last to know. I mean, they are the last to know. You know, you want to know about the NFL, don't ask the player because they don't know. A lot of them don't know.
Yeah.
And they are the last to know.
It's sad when they find out.
But guys,
found out.
Let's talk about these stories that y'all have cooking up for this week. I know you guys. Come on, yes y'all are. Come on, don't do that.
I don't care about this rivalry. I do not care about this rivalry. This is not even a rivalry. This is not a rivalry.
It's really not.
It's only a rivalry in Washington. It's not one in Dallas.
No.
Okay. Now, if you grew up in the 70s, 80s, it was a rivalry back then.
Yes.
So. Do you really wake up and say we got to beat those the Commanders?
Washington hadn't been good in 25 years, dog.
Unbelievable.
Okay, but here's the thing, though, for the Cowboys. They haven't – I mean, Washington will come in here and give them a game.
No doubt.
So that's it doesn't matter about the rivalry and all that. It's
but
hard
to throw the ball around.
They're going to throw – Sam Howell's got more passes and more – he leads the NFL in passes, completions, and tied for interceptions with Josh Allen. So he's throwing it around.
And sacks.
And sacks.
And sacks. So, yeah, I mean – something squirrely. If you want to talk about something squirrely, I mean, we can go back and document the squirrely things that have happened in this game. Cowboys, Washington.
What's the one that sticks out in your mind most?
The squirrely.
The weirdest.
Thanksgiving. Are we talking about Thanksgiving?
Just in the Cowboys Washington game since we've been watching.
I go back to the sharp choice when Jason Garrett, bamboozled Wade Phillips and got him fired that year by throwing that screen pass at the end of the game and
into the first half, right?
Into the first half.
And Tashard Choice fumble, somebody picked it up and ran it back. My all-time favorite is the Cowboys are lining up for the game-winning field goal. It gets blocked. Oh. Somebody from Washington picks it up.
Yeah.
Gets tackled at midfield. There's a face mask. No time left. They line up and kick a field goal and win it.
Yes.
And I'm like,
that's got to be the squirreliest thing that can happen.
Now, Drew Bledsoe then to another game, he threw a pick like at the end of the.
I mean, it's something again.
Well, hold on now.
How about a couple of years ago? LP never has a bad snap.
He had a snap infraction.
It's a snap infraction.
I mean,
how about the Roy Williams would have to score the touchdown?
Santana Moss is what I was.
Santana Moss killed him so many times at the end of the game.
Why are we throwing all these losses? I mean, they had some wins.
We're talking about the squirrely things that could happen because the Cowboys should win.
Do they ever have?
They've won 3 of the last 4. I mean, I know we only remember last year. They won 3 of the last 4.
Hey, how about this stat? You know, the Cowboys have since AT&T Stadium is not new. They have not won back.
It feels new.
It feels new. They have not won back-to-back games on Thanksgiving.
I know they've not been good. I think they've lost 6 of the last 9 on Thanksgiving.
I was gonna say part of that time they were a bad team.
Yeah, but
they won 6 of the last 9. But the thing about it is, as we move it forward, since you want to talk about this week's game, one thing we know about this year's team is
they will boat race you now.
They will boat race you at home for sure.
Yep.
They boat race bad teams. They won 12 straight at home. What is Washington showing you that they can, end this streak of this Cowboys? Because this is a different team.
Montez Sweat.
Those Jason,
they traded him.
and the other guy.
Chase Young. They traded him.
So the one thing about the McCarthy Cowboys is that unlike the Garrett Cowboys often played down to their competition. We were talking about the knock on the Cowboys. They beat bad teams. Well, they do beat bad teams. Okay? They do not play down to their competition. Save for the Arizona game, and they had some things going on that week. They beat bad teams. They take care of business against bad teams. They win it home. So I think that's something you put in your cap and take to the game and be happy about.
I am going to be happy about that. You just threw me off with that stat about Thanksgiving games, and they won last year.
But
so they can do it.
They've lost 6 of the last 9.
No,
it's I do think
this ain't the Raiders coming in here on that Thanksgiving.
No, but we've seen it before too. Like this, teams come in here. It's not just for the Cowboys. It's festive. I mean, it's Thanksgiving. It's a short week. You come in there, they come in, everybody's watching, and I think you get people's best shot at least for a while. If they're not good enough to handle it, you sound like they don't get blown out. But I do think you get teams' best shot. I mean. Every time, think about it. You go to the stadium about the same time, noon or whatever. You look up, Detroit's playing, right? Detroit's playing, and you know
and
what?
Detroit's losing. Come down.
No, but you know what? They're not though. If you go back, even when they were bad, they're going to be balling for a little bit. They may lose at the end, but you get somebody's best shot. So I do think Washington's probably going to give. They'll probably be the toughest home game the Cowboys have faced, I think, this year so far.
So it won't be a 20-point win, is what you're saying?
I don't think so.
They won every game at home by 20 or more.
The problem for Washington
18.
is
18.
Is what they do best is what the Cowboys do best.
True. That's a good point.
They best thing they do is throw the ball. What's the best thing the Cowboys do is rush the passer.
Well, the best thing they do is get their ass kicked, and so they do throw the ball around a lot.
Right.
A lot. I mean,
Cowboys are 76-48 versus
76-point favorites.
I was wondering whether
76-48 versus Washington. So
if you're a betting man, bet on the Cowboys to cover.
What is it?
Unless you work for an NFL team.
True, don't do that. What is it? Just out of curiosity, what's the line?
Probably about 7, 8.
No, it's got to be higher than that.
No, I don't know.
I'm gonna say 8.5.
The thing about it is that Washington is almost like the Carolina. Carolina last week came into that game, coaching for his job. There was a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of stuff with Washington, especially after losing to that Giants team with Danny DeVito at quarterback.
Okay.
Tommy? It wasn't Danny? Danny's nephew?
No,
okay,
and he said it so serious.
This guy.
Danny was that video you just showed us.
That's who that was.
So, yeah. I just don't know what they can do to win this game. I mean, yeah, they're desperate. They're a desperate team. Magic Johnson's tweeting about them, and they're going to fire. They're talking about Belichick being the next coach. They're always doing all this stuff, and Mike McCarthy's asking a question about Ron Rivera and what he's going through. So
here's the thing, dog. It's the same thing as last week. If you don't help them, they can't win.
Can't beat you.
If you don't help them, they can't win.
Don't turn the ball over.
Yeah. And Micah don't take C4.
Don't rough the punter.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't help them, they can't win.
Right. They don't score that touchdown. You don't rough the punter.
Right. And it
was running into, but
whatever running. Same thing. They were able to go for it on 4th down. Yeah.
It looked roughing to me.
And they went for it 3 times on that drive to get in. So,
well, fellas,
too many penalties.
No, he didn't hit the plant foot, so it's running.
Happy holidays.
You too, brother. You too.
Hey, man.
Bring us a plate.
Sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie?
Say the right thing.
Sweet potato.
Okay, I was just checking.
Hey, yo, I can't even believe you just tried me like that, though. Really do. Wait, but hold on, time out. You gonna have to stop.
You
gonna have to stop, bro. Wait a minute. That we draw the line right here. Okay, all right. You can't do that no more.
I was not questioning your card.
Okay,
I was not questioning your card.
My card get questioned all the time.
Yeah.
What card are we talking about?
Let's ask Nick. Sweet potato pumpkin.
It was a question in the locker room today to all the players about, and people really legitimately asking the players sweet potato pumpkin pie. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? It's not even a question what the players are going to say.
They asked Micah what he puts on, what does he eat for Thanksgiving and all this stuff, and you know what he didn't say?
Chitlins.
C4.
C4. That's the media mash, man. We'll catch y'all next week.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.